Boom, and here we are, Match Chats 23 or 24. I seem to have lost count, actually, to be honest with you. But it's a very, very special guest for me today. We've already had one member of this band, actually. We already had Lawrence Archer, guitarist, who we had back in, I think it's before Christmas or just after Christmas. But I'm very lucky because I have plenty of soulmates out there. And one of those is the singer, the one and only Mr. Mike Dyer. How are you?
I'm great, Matt. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm very good. Actually. A nice chilled out afternoon. I just watched Suicide Squad, actually, because I hadn't seen that. It was one of those Marvel films I hadn't seen. So I sat down to watch it.
I haven't seen that. I had a en route journey. I do these homages to Liverpool every so often. So yesterday I was in the Midlands and drove down. But I knew this morning from my 95-year-old mum's bedroom, where I was sleeping in my old bedroom, my old room. Won't tell you what posters were on the wall.
No.
And it was just, I could hear a bird whistling, and I swear on my life it kept whistling bloody Barbie Girl. And I knew that something was going to happen today, and then you rang me. So I think you've got something to do with that bird. That's
yeah. I'm sort of modelling my hair on Margot Robbie. Just been watching it now, so yeah. I'm going for that Barbie look. But yeah. So whereabouts are you, Mike? Tell me, where are you? Where are you? Show me where you are.
I'm actually on the Wirral, the beautiful Wirral, but I'm actually on a place called Woodside Ferry, which used to be it's the oldest ferry in England, 1150, where the monks used to go from the Liverpool side to Birkenhead. Which I'm on the Birkenhead side, on the Wirral, across to Liverpool, and yeah, it's absolutely stunning, the Wirral. It's an undiscovered little haven, really, to be honest with you.
It's lovely. I mean, I had a trip to Liverpool last year, and it was a long time coming. I've been up before, but never stayed in the city. How friendly are you people? How lovely are you people? What a treat it was, Michael. You just gone a bit all hush on me. I've just got to scream
something. There you go. Is that better? God, right.
Yeah, I just waffled on about Liverpool. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything.
It's the type of place you can go out, and apart from going to St. John's precinct and someone shouting "Stop thief" and the whole precinct running off, you can go out on your own any time of the night and you will meet friends. It really is genuine. My London family, when they come down here, they sit. They can't believe people are letting them out in cars and. Yeah, okay, mate. And it is a different place.
It is. No, I was thoroughly impressed. Had a fantastic time up there. Just don't mention the national anthem. That's what.
1 second.
Because we're going to come on to music. That's why we're here, ready to talk about Grand Slam. And Mike, you had big shoes to step into. But we actually go back a longer than that, because I actually saw you when you were singing for Rhode Island Red many moons ago.
It was a long time ago, another lifetime ago, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, 80, 89, 90s?
Yeah, it was around that sort of time. Yeah, I seem to think I see you in the Red Line, Brentford or somewhere like that. And,
yes.
Doing an introduction to the Resurrection.
If you ever find that Rhode Island Red jacket anywhere, if anybody ever sees that Rhode Island Red jacket, I would happily pay good money for it. It went walkabout from that part of the country, I believe.
Yeah.
But hey, the good things in life.
I'm trying to think if I had it. No, I didn't have it.
No.
So that was your initial. That was your initial connection with Lawrence Archer, who obviously phenomenal guitarist.
Lawrence, he is off the scale. He really is off the scale. And he frazzles me quite regularly because he can be so quiet, yet the noises that come out of those strings from his beautiful sausage fingers are quite, he's a virtuoso, no doubt about it. And it's something where a long time ago, when I was with Rhode Island Red days, I set sail from the station not far from here with my late dad and said goodbye and went off and lived with Lawrence in Ham, I remember. And that's where the relationship started. But it was we were managed by Colin Johnson and the old Status Quo Brigade, and the whole world for me was a completely different ballgame. It was, you London mice certainly know how to live compared to, the Northern tribe, and it was brilliant. It was absolutely one beautiful learning experience, but it was early stages and it was everything. Then I look back in hindsight and think that you kind of don't set the trend. You kind of want to be something that's just gone. If Bon Jovi were around, or Van Halen, or Sabbath, or somebody like that, that you kind of go on the bandwagon, miss it, and everybody seems to be missing it.
Yeah.
And this time around, it's something where you feel, you know, I'm on the right track here. It feels natural.
You absolutely are. And I've been to see you. I went to see you in Islington and seen you a couple of times now. It's a fantastic. I have the sort of history of the songs anyway. That I actually saw the original Grand Slam, and like yourself, got to meet Phil, which was a great honour, and to hear the songs. But you know, you do them justice. You do more than justice. You add your own soul. You're a very soulful guy. I know that, and you that comes across. And you deliver the songs with your own passion, but you keep the essence and spirit of what the Grand Slam songs were about and take it a stage up.
Yeah, it's nice to know now and to hear that, Matt, and it's very kind words. But at first there was a few little comments, and I was thinking, how the hell is a 6'4" Scouser going to step into the shoes of a 6'1" Dublin black man and legend? And obviously you can't. And you know, as I said a long time, I've said it time and time again, my little boy said, Dad, you've got so many shoes in that cupboard, just wear a pair of your own shoes.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I've been doing it all my life, and I've been treading the boards longer than Philo, you know, now looking back in hindsight. So intonation, Liverpool's a blessing to Dublin, next city next door. The whole rhythm of the language makes my life a lot easier. Lyrics to me are the most important thing in the world. I hate, you know, cruising down the Sunset Strip when I live in Birkenhead and there is no Sunset Strip, and it's not a Corvette, it's a Mark III Anglia. You know, it's something where you kind of, the reality of lyrics, the power of lyrics. And I think Phil had that amazing ability to write very minimalistically, but get from A to Z in such an efficient way. And I think, you know, you look at any great writer, I look at some lyrics, you know, Springsteen to the Beatles to any of them, the lyrics are so powerful. And with the music that we've got and that Celtic feel and Lawrence's jiggly bits and, you know, the mad American drummer, Viking stroke antique collector, absolutely adds that energy, and Rocky adds the stability. So it's a powerful force, and I'm blessed. I feel blessed to be accepted because I've had so many lovely comments from the Emerald Isle, of which I was expecting a little bit of resistance, and I've had nothing but support. And some of the comments and some of the writings, and especially from near and dear to Phil, who knew Phil very well. Yeah, I've been so blessed, really. But I'm aware of the fragility of it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, as I said, you have to be a soulful person to get that and to understand what you're doing, and you do that, and it also reflects on the newer material as well. Totally, it comes across that you've got the essence of what the band is about, the essence of what Phil used to write, and he is a poet and someone that, you know, we all aspire to write with that kind of passion and that feeling. And it's interesting. You're staying with your mother now in Liverpool, and you know Phil was very close to his mother.
Yeah, she's my inspiration. Actually, she's a very strong-headed, knows good from bad, listens to songs, keeps up to date with all the Grand Slam stuff. She's heard all the new mixes off the new album, and you know, she's like, "What's this? What's this? This? I don't get this. Star-crossed what?" And you know, I'm saying it's a Shakespeare reference. Star-crossed lovers. Oh, okay, it's not as good as the other one. She's got opinions on everything, and it's lovely. You know, if she's happy, the fans are going to be happy, or the fan. She is my fan. So,
she's your biggest fan. Now you're quite a rounded fellow. I mean, you're an actor. You've been in EastEnders with a name like Dyer. It's not surprising, but you've been in EastEnders. You've been on the stage. You've been on the stage. You've been on Blood Brothers. You've been in Jesus Christ Superstar. Did that training help you? Does it prepare you for rock and roll, or is it a completely different animal?
Looking back in hindsight, I remember a review from the Kerrang. We were playing at the Marquee, and there was a review by a girl called Dina Sykes, and it said Mike Dyer shouldn't be on stage here. He's an actor. And they compared me to Dave Lee Roth thing and all that stuff. And then I went off and trod the boards, and every time I trod the boards and doing Blood Brothers, you're so rock and roll. So I kind of, for me, the whole journey of going out on the road in early days from Liverpool with a band called Tokyo, and I'd be sitting in the back with the drummer Rod, and we'd be going around the places, and I'd be losing my voice every night. I'd have no voice left. And then when I came down to London by accident, I had a series of events, and Lawrence and I went our separate ways. And within a couple of months, I ended up auditioning for Blood Brothers and Jesus Christ Superstar, which Jesus Christ Superstar told me I was too old at the time. And 2 years later, I got the part. And it's something where the voice, the planting of the voice, the presence, your staging, the way you look at and address an audience to make it as intimate as possible. And yeah, the theatre side of things is just tamed the beast for me, because I think Lawrence would say that I was like 3,000 miles an hour. He was always watching out for me in the past. Pretty unpredictable on stage. When I say unpredictable, not in a Johnny Rotten sense, probably in a microphone lead around your snare drum and keyboard sense. I was absolutely synatogen kid, too much energy. And when you look at the stage and when you look at the moments and how long a moment in time is on a stage, you realize that you think you're holding position for a long time, and it's milliseconds. So I think everything, when you do something live, you can make everything so big and animated and really underline it. And it really sells the song, the message, and the gravitas of being in the position with your vocals. You can support vocals. So yeah, telling the story and lyrics, to me, being yourself is the most important thing in the world, which is not easy to do, is it?
No.
You know what I mean? Half the time, you've got everyone telling you this, that, and the other.
Oh God!
I think
afterwards,
you get to the point. You get some of the comments you just wouldn't believe. People. Oh, it's all right for you in a band, and then you go around the corner and listen to somebody's comments, and you think, my God, half man, half biscuit.
Yeah, oh no.
It is, but it's a tough business. But I think that when you know where you're going, and yes, it'd be stupid to say I'm that arrogant. I don't give a monkeys about anything. Of course I care, but I don't care like I did when I was in musicals in the West End. I remember reading reviews, and especially when I wrote my own musical and put it on, I had like a series of great reviews, and Chris Moyles was on the radio and he was listening to it, and my wife came down and she was going, "This is fabulous, it's going to be a success." And then I opened one certain paper, and the opening line was, "Mike Dyer should have died in his road accident to save us listening to this music."
Whoa!
That to me is not a review. That was the Time Out in London. We'd spent a fortune on advertising, and there was a guy who still works for them, Polish guy, absolute visceral. And I looked at I couldn't help but look, who is this guy? What's he got against me? And he worked for the same company as my wife worked for, and he had about 12 friends, and you can't do anything. But they have, so that Mr. 12 friend Billy No Mates, it's in type. It's the whole Goering thing. You'd say something 3 times and everybody believes it. It's such a little tiny shallow pool of rock and roll when you get so. Well, no, it wasn't rock and roll. It was a theatre, and it's something where people believe it and the influence on it. So I think, when you see people's reviews, God bless people like Malcolm Dome and Dave Ling, and I look at their reviews and you can see that they're comfortable in their place. You can see that they're writing a review for the right reasons. Beautiful Mark Taylor, he writes, and they're just honest, genuine, from a positive side, not from a failed musician, not from somebody who's got a chip on their shoulder, not from somebody who keeps setting a bar that's ridiculous. And unfortunately, Matt, in this game, we're as good as our
But that's exactly it. I mean, it's quite right. You give them 2 ears and 1 mouth, and you learn all the time. It's like listening to you talk now, and you're saying things that I can relate to on many levels. I don't hold anything against anybody. Even when it becomes personal, you think, okay, fine. How can you take the power away from somebody like that? You take the power away from somebody like that by just carrying on doing what you do and just enhancing it, being happy, embracing. And you do that. And you mentioned the accident there. I was going to come on for that. I mean, you nearly lost a leg. I mean, it's not just any old ordinary accident. And we're now getting out to Liverpool. Look, Mike is going to take us out to the Wirral. Where we
I'm
go?
going to take you out. I'm listening to you. I can hear you beautifully. But
Oh,
yeah, that power is it's dangerous power.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm just going to lock up, and then I'm going to take you for a little quick.
No jokes about locking up in Liverpool. We won't do any of those. But yeah, you're going to lock the car up, and you're going to go out into the big wide world.
Have wheels on it, Matt. Do you think?
This is exciting. I like this. I like it. Look, guys, look at the blue skies. Look. Wow.
Right. Here we
Look
go.
at
I'm
that.
going to take you down this way. I'm trying to hear you here.
That's all right. I'm not
Again.
really saying much. I'm just enjoying the view, actually. This is a visual treat for us. So Eurovision's just in Liverpool at the moment. The city must be buzzing with loads of Ukraine flags.
Second, Matt. I'm going to see if I can get you on volume here.
You hear me? Shall I do sign language?
This is where I am, if you can hear me, and then I'll go back into this state.
Okay. Give us a guided tour. Come on. This is Mike Dyer live in the Wirral. This is the kind of match chats that we wanted. Look, we're going to the docks. Look at this. Look. This is the Liverpool that I remember. Look, beautiful. Look at that. One little beach huts there.
Liverpool. I'm going to go back to the vehicle because I can't hear a bloody word you're saying. What a sound.
No, we are just singing your praises. And Liverpool, you keep going. You keep this. Lovely. I like this.
Lovely. I heard the keep going, but I'm going to move back at pace so I can hear you.
That's all right.
I think you've absolutely appalling.
Not at all. Not at all. We like this. It's an absolute beautiful. Are we there?
Look at that. Still got my wheels.
Look at that.
Sorry, that's amazing. Everyone.
Make your own jokes now. We're back inside.
Now, here we go.
Beautiful.
Hopefully, I'm going to hear your beautiful dulcet tones again now.
I'm not very dulcet today. But hey, you hear me again?
There we go.
Thanks for doing that, Mike. That was lovely. It was a little guided tour of the Wirral.
There you go, mate. Lovely. I can hear you. Sideways. Should we go that way? Is that going to mess everyone up?
Yeah, why not?
Sideways, yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about the new material. You're working on new songs, Grand Slam new songs. Tell us about them.
Oh, well, we've got a new album entitled Wheel of Fortune and 10 eclectic songs that came so beautifully. It was a gorgeous birth. The first album, the Hit the Ground album, this one.
That one.
that album, that was a difficult birth for me. It was very painful in the sense that I was kind of away from the band. I felt the pressures. I remember hearing Sisters of Mercy first time and hearing Phil's breaths and personal sounds and, you know, the banter in between the tracks.
Yeah.
And it made a massive, I must admit I had nightmares for quite some time because I just felt as if it was sacred. But then also I felt that the versions that had been put out, I know Phil would not be happy with what they were. They were personal things, like you and I know that there's certain things that we use as reference, and they shouldn't go out into the outside world. And they did. Well, that's another story. I won't go down that route. But that's
there's only so many times that you can say, "Is anybody with a bit of scouse in them? Does anybody like a bit more?" You can't really do that, can you?
Over here, I think my family's over here, and there's we all live in these little huts here.
Oh wow! Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah. That's where we.
Window cleaners don't obviously do a good trade there, obviously.
They don't. No, they've been absolutely bankrupt. It's been horrific. There's thousands of window cleaners walking, millions of them. See them all over the place.
So tell me about it. So you've got the album coming out. Are you going to release it as an album? I think, or not?
Yes, we're releasing We're going to drip feed the first tracks. There's such beautiful songs. Let me go. Where should we go? I Want to Know, which is your anthem, very, very anti-war. I Want to Know, how does it feel to be Mr. Projectile Dysfunction? I think you get the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's another beautiful song, You're Ugly But You're Beautiful, Star-Crossed Lovers, which is such a full-on, pumping, happy, uplifting, very unlike Grand Slam, but it's got the Grand Slam groove. But it's very, very friendly, very, very ear-friendly. It's a bit ear candy. There's something which is so magical, which we put a piece together in chapel, And the guys, they were all so keen and on fire and laying down their parts. Benji'd come from Spain. We just pre-Christmas, and they were all ready, and the track was sounding great, but I just couldn't get this lyric to sit. And then I sat there, went to bed early, couldn't get it, and I started watching bits and pieces on YouTube, as you do, to the early hours, and I found this amazing story called The Spitfire Pilot's Story, and it's about a 19-year-old boy who at the age of 11 had a fear for heights, and he overcome his fear at age 11 off a high board and became a 19-year-old Spitfire race.
Wow.
And his description and his use of the English language is off the scale. Some of his lyrics and were just sitting there. I knew that I could kill him well. Through the plexiglass he fell. Just feelings that a 19-year-old boy of these days wouldn't have to go through, to sit inside something. Well, at the time is £2,500 worth of, V12 27-litre Spitfire.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a couple of million quid's worth of kit, to be 19 straight from school and to have this outlook of almost, I always thought they were typical RAF lashings of ginger beer, but they weren't. They were real rebels and a certain mentality. And I just think it's absolutely so brave, but they had so much respect for the Messerschmitt pilots, and reading and seeing both sides of the story. 19-year-old kid getting into a Messerschmitt the other side of the pond, and I found it intriguing. And so the song Spitfire, which we're working on a full video, which we've been filming.
I saw that, the green screen.
And it's so exciting, and we're going to go off to Duxford, and we're going to get the GoPros and get a good old, there's a Mark 9 we're going to go up in.
Fantastic.
Lawrence has opted out on that. He's not into early aircraft. He'd rather have something a bit more modern, I think. And and so that's something which we feel, and it's also going down another route, so that's very exciting. That's something
I like that. I like the story you told there. No, none of your Stan Boardman, the fuckers blew up my chip shop. None of that. It's a proper
shot the little fucker. And little pirate song. Is something we wrote on the beach in Guadeloupe. Lawrence and I going back, he had this beautiful, haunting, piratey type thing, and it's developed into this massive, big, pumping anthem, really, and that's being animated by 3D and film by Nick Groppala, and the work and seeing ourselves come together and builds and frames and seeing your avatar and watching it pick its nose and he could doing everything with it. I mean, hilarious, but amazing process. So that's something which we're really looking forward to. And then we went and recorded a track that came out of nowhere, where there was one song I couldn't get finished, which was called Trail of Tears, which when everybody went back to the, Benji's in Spain, Lawrence is in Spain, as you know, and Rocky's in Grantham, they all went their separate ways, and I went into another studio, and it was it came easy on my own, and it was about the Trail of Tears for the clearing out and ethnic cleansing of the original Native American Indians, which is heartbreaking, and it's the worst, most dreadful atrocity America's ever been. It's worse than anything they've gone through in modern times, and it's still kind of built on that. And it's something I feel very strong about, even though when we wrote the song in Spain, I went upstairs and Lawrence's wife was watching Ricky Gervais in concert, and he turned around and we walked into the room at the very moment Ricky Gervais turned around and said, "It's not as if I'm some fucking old bloke writing about the Indian reservation." And I just thought, so every time we do the song, I'm going to have to give...
a little reference to Ricky Gervais. I think Europe did a song, didn't they, called Cherokee? Marching on the Trail of Tears. Yeah, I remember that one. That was similar kind of thing.
Get sound again. This is really...
it's all right, I was just singing. Don't worry. Oh, then we're back in. So we got that. We've got the album coming out, and then we're going to have some gigs. Where are we playing? Where's Grandstand playing? Where can people come and see us?
I can hear the word gigs.
Yes, gigs.
We've got the next gig we're doing is Sweden, We're doing the 20th and 21st in Orland.
Nice.
That's the July, which should be good fun. And then after that, we've got the Legends of Rock in Spain, which is a big one with Megadeth on the 10th of
Fantastic.
August. And then on the 19th of August, we are doing the Pash for Philo in Dublin. And I've got one here. What is it? October. Oh, yes, we're going back to our French friends in Bully St. Memes, Bully on the Rocks, which is fabulous, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm trying to get sound out of you, Matt, again.
No problem. Well, I think we got most of that what we wanted to say anyway. I think we got the gist of what Grand Slam are up to. We got a big insight into Michael Dyer, the way he writes lyrics, about the thespianism, the whole creative side of it, being relaxed. I think you covered a lot of ground in a very short space of time. Look, Michael, I think we've got the whole gist of it. I'm gonna wave and give the wave. All right, that's Mike's hand there.
It's so annoying, Matt. Sorry.
Don't worry. It's been good. It's been brilliant. I'm going to say to you, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Mike Dyer. Thank you, Grand Slam. Enjoy Eurovision. Enjoy the rest of your day. And
I won't be going to the office. I can reassure you that.
Look after mummy.
God bless you. I wish I could hear you properly, Matt, but thank you and God bless, and see you around like a donut. Stay safe.
See you later, Mike. Take care.
God bless.
Bye-bye.